Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome to another day of Planmas. It's almost done, but we're coming to the end and we're wrapping some stuff up. So in that sense, we're going to be doing my 2023 Planner Favorites tag. I do have it linked just in the description box in case you want to do this tag. You can do it here in the comments, on Instagram, on your own YouTube, on your blog, whatever you like. Yeah, I've been doing a version of this tag since 2016. That was did I do a Planmas already at the beginning of my channel? I think I did, but it was only 12 videos. But it included my Planner Favorites tag. And then last year I updated it because I was doing it with Andrea as well. I'm not sure if Andrea of SBC is doing it this year for Planmas, but she is. Definitely go check it out on her channel. But otherwise, yeah, all the prompts are down below. They're also all optional, so you don't have to do all of them, and I won't be doing all of them. I'll just be doing some. But let's get straight into it. Also, all my answers will also be in the description in case you want to look anything up that I talk about. So, the first thing I like to put in is my favorite spread of the year. And this is, except for November and December, this is where I'm keeping all of 2023, and I will be for a while. But my favorite spread of the year was kind of hard, but I decided to go with this one. This is, excuse me, always a burp in my videos. May 8th to the 14th, which is the week of Eurovision. And I was just so excited for Finland's entry this year, Kaia, and his song Cha Cha Cha. So of course, I got overlays with Cha Cha Cha, It's Crazy, It's Party, which is like his saying, Pina Colada Champagne, which is like the lyrics in the song. And then I have more of a Eurovision one that says 12 points. But I just love the way this spread came out. It's sparkly hollow and it's a really fun party kit. And I really like the cooler colors of this one. And Eurovision was really good. Sweden won and Finland came second. So I would say that's a win. But yeah, I just really love the way this spread turns out. And I think it was just the most appealing, but also the most fun and the most all my foil came together, and I just think it came out so perfectly. So this is my favorite spread of the year. And you have to Heidi's in her box, so she might make some sounds next to me. Then I usually have Moment, and I want to explain this one. Not everyone, I feel like Moment is the hardest one to understand. It's one of the ones I've always had in the tag. It's like a favorite moment that's in your planner that was of your year, as in something that happened during the year that was just your favorite thing. And in past years, like 2020, it was my PhD thesis being accepted, and I could show you how I marked it in my planner and how it was my favorite moment. And obviously it would be things like the day I got married, or even little things. You know, it could be a very small thing, but it was a favorite moment that you put into your planner and you just love that it's there to remember. But I will say, I've got nothing this year. And that's valid too. I looked through this whole planner and I couldn't pinpoint what would be a favorite upside, my top thing for this year. I don't know, it's just one of those years, not every year has even one amazing thing to remember. No, it was just one of those years for me. So I just wanted to explain that what moment was, and also what it means for the tag, but also that I don't have a favorite moment for this year. I was kind of just trucking along, and there was a lot of low points, to be honest, instead. But I think I'm on the other side of that right now, and we're hoping for more positive things in 2024. So the next tag is season, and I put it as a season. I mean, what season in my planner that I think all goes so well, and I love everything about it. And I think last year I chose my Halloween or autumn spreads. This year I'm choosing my winter spreads. So starting in January, from here basically. We have all of my winter themed spreads, and I just love how every one of them came out. We got this beautiful city gold one. We have this beautiful indoor neutral one with one of my favorite foil designs, Mistletoe. Then we have this really pretty with the hollow pink, like fantasy fairy call kind of winter theme. And then we have my winter version of my Frozen, of my Woods collection, basically my fantasy. And I love it with the snowflakes. There are a lot, I think, the snowflakes. But I do love, I love this art and the fantasy. And then I guess technically, I wanted to include more of my winter sets specifically, not quite like Valentine's. But this is another one, Frosty. I love the way this came out, so soft and romantic. It was my start of my Valentine's. I still love my Valentine's too. And they're technically in winter, but I think it was really my winter themed kits. I think that was it, because then I moved into anytime, even though it was still winter in March here. But yeah, I just really loved my winter spreads this year, and it was kind of my favorite season of my planner. So that was that. Yeah, I just was really feeling winter this year compared to all my other months. I mean, the summer was still good too, but I think it's just, there's something about my winter spreads that were all perfect. Then for my favorites, some favorites just never really change after a while. But this year my favorite planner is the Caress Press Inserts, plus a PrintPression Aura Estelle binder. So obviously these are Caress Press Inserts here. And I can show you them without any designs as well. I just really love the way she sets it out in her fonts, and it just works. I like having the 3 boxes to guide me, and the dated as well is really important for me. I like dated planners, and I really like the size of the tabs as well that are included. So I'm very, very happy with the Caress Press Inserts. And have I used them for like 3 years, 4 years now, something like that. And I never tire of them. They're so great every year. And then you have the planners. So we have like the clouds here. Love those as usual. Although I think I'm really loving blossoms at the moment with this strap. And I love the clover on there. And yeah, I just really love the blossoms the most at the moment, although I also am really enjoying using a PrintPression SPC edit this year as well. I did that a lot through the summer, my purple one. Kind of semi-set up this pink one, or started to. Probably going to use this in summer this year. I just use it like to actually just hold my planner, my summer inserts for the summer, but it will be all stored back in my, at the moment, Aura Estelle planners. I like my long-term storage. And I like using the PrintPressions throughout the year to change it up for the season and decoration. So yeah, I'm really, really loving. I still love the inserts and binder system. It helps having a lot of the binders because my main key is to wait for sales, and also when they're on sale, they usually include the Oops versions, which usually have an amount of money off as well, so you can get even more savings. So say this one I got, this was a $15 off Oops, and it was also on sale during Black Friday, so you get additional money off. And that's how I would say to collect multiple Aura Estelles at least. And then PrintPression usually has sales every now and then, but these are pretty good, affordable option as well. So I just love having a bunch of them to play with because they are my main planner. These are the only ones I buy other than my daily pen planner, which you've seen earlier. This was my favorite planner last year, but I think I needed to highlight my sort of memory planner as well this year. So next we're going to go into foil, and this is hard. I think I'm going to have a two-way actually here. I'm going to have the Caress Press Foil bundle of Mistletoe because I just love the Mistletoe design. I can zoom in a little. But you have these beautiful little, and it's not Christmassy. You can use this in winter. You can use this in spring because you have the beautiful little sprigs. And it's just the sprigs and the glitters, and I love the bow she uses for this one too. So then this works for Christmas, for winter, for spring, for anything that has like, or fantasy as well, I think would work well. I just really love that mistletoe design. And honestly, I should go and pick up a few more of these. So I have them in my collection because I just love this design so much. And I do use it now and then. And then I guess my other one was, which was more of a fun, see look here, I used it in spring as well as winter. So I think there's many uses for it. Let's do a three-way because I also really loved the Punk bundle from SBC this year. You've got the skeletons, you have the skulls, you have the clips, the paper clips, and I love how it looks, not paper clips, safety pins. I love how it looks like on the page or on a box. It looks so cool. Yeah, I really also love the, and I love the stars that she used. They're like my favorite kind of star. So also the SBC Punk bundle. So cross-press SBC 4 bundles, but then also in terms of buying separately, I also really loved PlanWithMeStickers, like a groovy design. She has a whole bunch groovy quotes, groovy like smiley face flowers, just a whole bunch of cute groovy stuff, and I really loved it in this spread with the pink and orange tie-dye. It just looks so cool, so I really loved this foil this year as well, and I have really enjoyed PlanWithMeStickers, which you'll see in a minute as well. But those are my 3 favorite foils. I'm gonna update my thing here. So I just have my laptop to the side and I'm just making sure my tag is all up to date, so when you look at it in the description, it will be up to date. But next we'll go on to pens, and they haven't really changed from last year. I'm still using the Pentel EnerGel Clena pens, Clena. And I buy 2 sizes because in my daily pen only planner, I like to use a 0.5. And in this planner, I like to use a 0.4, just a little bit thinner. I like the thicker look on the Erin Condren paper. And I buy them in colorways that make sense. So you can buy them in lots of different colors. You can buy the colors across all the sizes. But basically, I order the 0.4 in pink, and I order the 0.5 in green or blue, depending on how you look at it. I guess it's blue. But that's how I differentiate the pen when I'm using them, so I know I don't have to like look for the number on the side. I can just look for the color. So that's how I like to buy them, because I like to have both. But yeah, love the Clena, been using it for years. Andrea started using them and I tried them out and I haven't looked back. I love these pens. And they're easy to get too, like they're on Jet Pens, they're on Amazon, you can easily get them. And the other bonus pen that I've loved this year is my Pilot Frixion in purple. Now this is not the pen, this is a Disney Store Japan version of the Frixion. As you can see, it's still a Frixion Pilot pen, but they had these beautiful Disney princess designs. I bought this years ago from Disney Japan, and this was an expensive pen. This pen was like $40 for a Frixion. I know, because you know, I also had to get it like shipped here properly, because they don't really ship internationally. But anyway, the thing is, you can open it up and replace the ink. So that's what I've been doing every time it runs out, which actually hasn't been a lot. I've replaced it twice, and it's been like, I don't know, 5 years or something. So I feel like the Frixion Pilot pens, and I'll say that they're Frixion because they're erasable, last a really long time. And even the tip is like still good that you erase with. So yeah, I really love the pen. I love it in purple, and I use it for a lot of like my mostly my planning, my kits, on my Caress Press inserts. I like to be able to erase them in case I change my mind. And I just prefer having a pen on hand rather than a pencil and eraser. So yeah, that is my other favorite pen, and I just love showing off my little Jasmine pen. I love the Disney Store Japan watercolor designs. They're just so beautiful. So, I also have a red one that's Snow White. I don't know why I got Snow White, but I do. It is a red pen on the inside, but I think I would change the ink if I used it more. So then we have sticker sheet, and I don't have the sheets to show you because I decant them, but my favorite sticker sheet for this year ended up being the Plannerchoco Custom Mini Scripts in uppercase 4. So this is like my favorite font of hers, and look at these customs in the mini. They're perfect for little things. I use them a lot for TV shows, as you can see here. We got the X-Files. You get a bunch as well. They're like small sheets, but I think this X-Files was like 3 of them. So you get a lot. These sticker holes, wax holes, book talks. I just love this font. It's uppercase 4 or U4. And it's so cute, and I just love the way it looks. So I'll definitely be getting more of her fonts, I think, especially her customs. I don't think I have any more in here. What are they? I think I've just been using all of them. I got listings here. It's just a really cute font. I got a lot of my PlanWithMe's and sticker hole as well. And if you order these on Tuesdays, I think they also get covered in her sale price for her, like, she has like money off for foil items because you can get them foiled as well. You don't have to get them black. Yeah, they're usually on sale then as well. So a great time to stock up on scripts. And I love how you can get customs. So then we're going to go into sticker shops. And I feel like some of these are pretty, like, they're pretty obvious. So of course first we have Scribble Prints Co., my ride or die, my forever. I've been shopping with her since almost the beginning, just before she started making kits. I was into like her one sheet kind of things as well, so I love that. Like, yeah, end of 2015 I really got into Scribble Prints Co. And then on the same foot it's Caress Press. Love her as well. I ended up shopping with her only a couple months after SPC. So literally from the beginning, if I didn't make my own kits, which I mostly made my own kits at the beginning, if you go back to the beginning of my YouTube channel, you can see all those spreads I filmed basically. Started making my YouTube channel when I started doing this planning. So you can see a lot of my homemade kits that I literally cut with a ruler and a blade. Hand cut them myself. So SBC and Caress Press were the first places I ever bought kits from. And although I've tried other shops as well, they're just the ones I go back to in the quality and the functional. It's mostly to do with the functionals. I love both of them. And then they also have amazing foil, and Scribble Prints Co. also has the doodles and the scribblers. So much to choose from both of them. And then in terms of other sticker shops, we have, of course, Plannerchoco. She's got the foil, she's got the scripts. Love that, love everything. And then the same sense, we have PlanWithMeStickers, who I also really enjoy. I have a few of her scripts as well. She does like a custom multi-sheet, and she has some really good overlays. I just love a lot of amazing foils now as well to choose from. So those are my 4 favorite sticker shops for this year, and the most that I used this year. So then we're going to go into a bit more extra stuff and not planner related. So I'm going to close up my planner here so it's not as distracting. So we're going to get into YouTube. And so for me this year it has really been about Sims YouTube. Since I got back into playing The Sims after a long time, I got really back into watching a lot of Sims YouTube, especially the 3-hour streams that come up, and I draw to a lot of them. So it's been really good to have those, and I've been binge watching a whole bunch of stuff as well. So the first one will be at Little Simsy, and I love her Not So Berry challenge. I'm doing it myself right now, and I loved watching hers. That's been on her stream. But also her Nightmare Legacy, I really enjoy. That's on her YouTube. And she's just really nice to watch and just listen to her streams. And she streams every day, so plenty of stuff out there to watch from Lil Simsy. Then we have James Turner, and I've been really enjoying his Let's Plays of like based on each pack. I kind of started with his Growing Together one, and I've been really enjoying that. And I love how he builds up his characters, but he's also very much about the gameplay and making money and finding exploits. But if you've been watching James Turner, you'll know all about the best, I had to remind myself of her name, but the best character, Krista. He added her to the galleries, and she's saved into my my library because I loved Krista so much, and the way he does other characters' voices are really funny. And then same vein, you have Deligracy. I say the same vein because both James and Deligracy, they're Australian and they're also dating. So Deligracy, and I've been really loving her building videos, especially in terms of Australian aesthetic, which I enjoy getting from her. And I also have been really enjoying her Let's Plays as well at the moment. And then I think my biggest one for this year was Kelsey and Peacha K. I binge watched her entire 100 Baby Challenge that she did on BuzzFeed, and then I've been watching her entire Not So Berry Challenge as well. I binged all of that, so I've been really enjoying Kelsey and Peacha K as well. Just really funny, and I love at the end of the 100 Baby Challenge she does an amazing song. So that was really fun. So those are the YouTubers for me this year. I've just been really into The Sims YouTube for sure. Favorite book of this year, of course, I've had my reading, like what I read this year, videos. If you want more in-depth opinions about everything that I read, you can go listen to that video. But I think my overall favorite book of the year was Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. I just loved it. It's about artists. It's about art being human experience and expression. And then it's a little bit anime-ish. And there's also like a slow burn kind of romance, and it's really cute, and it's still part of Brandon Sanderson's like cosmic universe, or works with the other books that I've read. So yeah, I really enjoyed Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, and the fact that it was a bonus book that he wrote randomly for fun during COVID, it makes it even better. Then we have wax or candle. I'm going to choose waxes here, and I've got two different shops. Yep, so first of all, we have Teddy B's Wax Co. Surfside Sweet Shop. And I recently bought another one in her last pre-order because look what I've got left from the summer. I have 2 bits left. I melted this whole thing. I had to pick up another one. I just love this so much. It's a birthday cake, marshmallow cream, butter cookies, cake batter, and beach treats. And so it's like, you feel like it's going to be super strong gourmand bakery, which it is, but then the beach treats, which has like ocean and salt and, beach smells, it really cuts through that and makes it almost like it's a rich bakery with freshness. I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain, but this one deserved the hype. I really loved it. And then the other one, which I did melt a fair bit of, was Salt Mountain Melts Circus Animal Stuffed Sugar Cookie. There's a Circus Animal Cookies, sugar cookie dough, and frosted sugar cookies. It's all cookies, but there's a stuffed version and a normal version. But stuffed has a hint of cherry to it, and I love it. Yeah, it just has a hit of cherry, but when it is melting, it's super cookie, again, rich, like a Surfside Sweet Shop, but then you have that hit of cherry, which just cuts through it, and I love it so much. So those are my 2 favorite waxes for this year. I explored both of these shops this year, and I'm happy I did because I really enjoyed those. Then we have a TV show. This was hard. I couldn't pick one. In fact, I picked 2, and then I was like, oh my god, wait, that show was also this year. So first of all, and this is what I had to remember that happened, and I was like, oh my god, why would I even forget? I drew art for this. It's the One Piece live action on Netflix. Oh my gosh, I just love it. It's pirates, it's fantasy. I loved the anime. I'm loving reading the manga now. And the live action was just so well done. It's like, it's fun and it's over the top and it's got, you know, fighting, a little bit of goriness, but only a little bit. And it's adventurous, but also it has so much heart and emotion. And you really start to care for people. And it definitely makes you tear up a lot. And I love what it says about chasing your dreams, what you treasure, and the relationships that you build, friendship, and also a lot in the live action, also parenthood as well. You kind of have those like Zeph and Garp kind of things going in there, and mentoring. So I really love that. Just try out One Piece. It is just so fun. Just lean into the zaniness. You know, like the male people are birds. It's all, and their phones are made out of snails. They're telepathic snails. That's how they work. That's how they use snails as a phone. But it's great. I love it. It's so fun. And the live action was just done so well. And then my other show, 2 more shows. I got The Wheel of Time Season 2. Season 1 was alright. I actually really enjoyed it, especially on my second viewing. I feel like The Wheel of Time was really setting up for this fun adventure. And Season 2 just became even better. Like rivaling Game of Thrones at many points, in my opinion. Especially my favorite moments were definitely Egwene in the kennels. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, like the actress Madeline did an amazing job at acting Egwene in that situation. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it is heartbreaking and just so well acted. And that was like a point where I'm like, this could have been in Game of Thrones, but it couldn't have been because I feel like it never went for that kind of emotion. I don't know, there was just something so personal, especially because Egwene is like a big character that we love. So Wheel of Time Season 2, I think the show is just getting better and better, and it was renewed for another season, so I'm really looking forward to it. And then finally, the other favorite TV show of the year was The Fall of the House of Usha. I think one of my favorite Mike Flanagan shows. I mean, I love a lot, like, I know everyone loves Hill House. Hill House is a slightly bit too scary for me. I still have watched it multiple times, but that one gives me the most nightmares. I loved Bly Manor. A little bit scary too, that gave me nightmares as well, but not so bad. Loved Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is obviously very personal to Mike Flanagan, and I love the vampire thing, so I love that. And that was very Stephen King. But The Fall of the House of Usher, oh my god. He just did Edgar Allan Poe so well. Like, when he finally gets to the Raven, oh my god, I loved it. It was so good. I had chills, but I loved every story in it. And I loved the like overall narration around the end, and I loved all the actors. The Fall of the House of Usher was just really, really good. I didn't have any nightmares related to it. He said it was based more on an Italian giallo, which is more like gore or hyper-violence. But I don't even think it was too gory or violent for me even, because I also am sensitive to gore. So I would say it's not too bad in that area either, and it's very easy just to shield your eyes. There's definitely like a jump scare for every episode, but you can kind of consider once you've had one or two, you realize where there's probably going to be a jump scare. It's usually because Papa Usher has gone off script of what he's supposed to be talking about, and he gets jump scared back into what he's supposed to be talking about. So you can kind of feel where it might become a jump scare, but they're very good ones, and they're not over the top. They're not like, it's more of like, oh my god, that came in, rather than like, oh my gosh. I should talk about his other show, The Midnight Club, as well. I really enjoyed that too. That definitely gave me nightmares, and I had the worst jump scare of my entire life. If you know the part, it's where they're sitting on the bed talking to each other and then the person appears behind the bed, the woman. And my whole chest was burning hot from that jump scare. That like I physically felt it. I was like, oh my God. Anyway, that was a Midnight Club. But The Fall of the House of Usher, I think I would highly recommend. If you don't mind spooky, definitely Hill House. But I think Blind Man is a bit easier to watch. And The Fall of the House of Usher, if you don't mind a little bit of gore and violence, that's pretty good to watch, for sure. So those are my favorite TV shows of the year. Then we have movies. And this is interesting, what I've written here, because I didn't write Barbie. But I loved Barbie, but I don't think it was like a top favorite film. I think I actually preferred Oppenheimer over Barbie in the end. I know, they were both good. You know, you had the whole double pairing, blah, blah, blah. But I actually really enjoyed Oppenheimer. And I don't usually enjoy Nolan films. I feel like a lot of the time his pacing is off for me. Like The Dark Knight, no. I actually don't like The Dark Knight. I hate the pacing in that. I'm just like, is this film over yet or not? It's still going. Oh, it's finishing now. It's still going. That was my problem with that. And I have the same kind of feeling with Inception. Like, it's a good film, but there's lots of parts where I'm like, this could have been edited down. I'm so tired. But no, so I feel like overall, this is like the best Nolan film I've watched. It goes it starts off a bit slow, but then it goes at a breakneck speed, and you're like, 3 hours just went by? My gosh. And at the end, I actually started like tearing up at the end. If you've watched it, you know how it ends. But I think I was just like, oh my God, like this is real world terror and what could actually happen. And I think I was after 3 hours of blah, and the music was so good, and just the story, I was just like, whew, I need to release a little emotion here. Some chemicals. It was really good, and I really enjoyed all the storylines and the Strauss stuff as well. I really enjoyed, I just enjoyed everything. So I really liked Oppenheimer. Then, in terms of films I also saw this year that came out this year, basically Dungeons and Dragons. That was so good. Honor Among Thieves, is it? Which makes me think of one of the Aladdin sequels. But Dungeons and Dragons, so fun, so well done. I just love all the choices, and it's just a really fun adventure story that we rarely get anymore. Just one of those fun, you can just enjoy it. But it's clever in the way that it's fun, you know what I mean? And I thought, the way the fantasy world works and looks was really good as well, and all the actors. So super duper fun film. Definitely recommend for a good time. And these are two films I want to include that are not from this year, but I watched this year for the first time and I really loved them. And the first one is The Lighthouse, which is one of Robert Eggers' films with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. That is such a weird... It's a weird film. It's weird. It's kind of gross at points. And I loved it. I thought it was so engrossing, and I loved the way it was filmed. Like in the aspect ratio of those old pictures, and like grainy, and like at points over contrasted. You have the amazing black and white. With like the 100-year-old lenses that they were using, it looked amazing. And then it's just Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson these amazing monologues, and these amazing, like, just talking to each other the way they do, and just the increasing amount of cabin fever, and just, it's just so good, and it's so surreal. So I loved The Lighthouse. I think that was my favorite Eggers that I watched The Lighthouse and The Northman. I still have to watch The Witch, but I really, really enjoy that. And of course, next year we're going to have Nosferatu, so I'm excited for that. And then my final favorite film of the year, which is like, it's not 100% enjoyable to watch, but it's The Father, starring Anthony Hopkins, because I gotta say, he earned that Oscar. It was amazing. I cried so hard at the end. Just like, if you've watched it, you know that the end is just, it's so heartbreaking, especially if you've known people who've gone through dementia, Alzheimer's, and it's like, and it really captures throughout the film like how scary it must be to have that, and the way that things just don't make sense, and how you're just living in this sort of, it's almost like it's almost a terror film, like a thriller that you're living in, because things just change and you don't understand what's happening. And I think the film perfectly captures that, and just his performance throughout, and then especially at the end, just got me. Like, ugh, a 5 out of 5 performance from Anthony, and it's worth watching and getting through that experience to see his masterful work. So, and on a lighter note, we're going to finish up now with music. And this year I really got into Kaia, the Finnish rap, pop, metal. He's really a rap artist. I'm just putting the cover up of his latest song, Hoo Ha Hey, which I think is my favorite. I love Cha Cha Cha, and It's Crazy It's Party. Is that the other song? Yes, the other song is It's Crazy It's Party. But Ha Hey, Hoo Ha Hey, that he recently released, I just love it so much. It's about hooking up on the ferries. If you've never heard about, basically cruise ferries were like invented by the Finns, and they go between, the usual ones are between here, Finland and Estonia, and Finland and Sweden. And when you go on those cruises, you shop, you buy tax-free alcohol, and then there's clubbing. You go clubbing, you go karaoke singing, and everyone gets drunk and hooks up, apparently. And that's what this song is about. It's in Finnish, but it's pretty cute. And there's a whole like line about dancing to Ricky Martin. Anyway, I just loved Kaia from Cha Cha Cha. I love that song, and I really am enjoying a lot of his newer songs, but also the old song Micmac. I'm not a huge rap fan, but I've been enjoying his work this year, and I'm excited to see what more he does. And then the other big music thing this year was Olivia Rodrigo and her album Guts. Love it so much. I think it's actually better than her first album. What was it, Sour? Yeah, I much prefer Guts, actually. Just overall listening to it as one big album. And I think my favorite song is The Grudge. I love that so much. But of course I also have listened, one of my top 5 songs on Spotify this year was Vampire. So I really loved that as the first single. But I pretty much love all the songs and the way they all come out, especially like Love is Embarrassing, but also Making the Bed I'm into. But yeah, The Grudge is probably my favorite on the album, and then Vampire. But yeah, I loved Olivia Rodrigo's albums, and I think Guts was a really good follow-up. So I'm excited to see what else she makes, because it'll be interesting to see if it gets better and better. But I think that's it. I guess I could also have a special mention of Blind Channel. I really loved Blind Channel last year. They brought out an amazing album. But this year they brought out, I guess it's this year, it's 4 amazing singles from their next album, which is coming out in March next year. So watch it be in my favorites tag next year. But they brought out Flatline, Happy Doomsday, Dead Zone, and Die Another Day. And I really enjoyed all of those. Blind Channel they're like the new coming of new metal. So if you are into Linkin Park and all of that, I highly recommend checking out Blind Channel. They have like 4 or 5 albums, and they just get heavier as you go along. And they've got these new singles. They're also Finnish. They were also in Eurovision in 2021, one of the best years. Yeah, I've been really enjoying them. So if you're into that sort of new metal, so there's singing, but there's like nice singing and melodies, but there's also rap and there's also metal, you'll probably enjoy Blind Channel. But those are my special mentions, because those are just like singles. So I'm gonna put them in there on my little thing here. But yeah, I think that's all of my planner favorites for 2023. Well, planner as in I'm a planner, and these are my favorites. There are also other things that you can include that are in the prompt. So there's also recipes or dishes. There's also board games. There's also Instagram, washi tapes, sticker sheets. I said sticker sheet, but you know what I mean. So there's a bit more in the prompts. If you're interested in doing them, you can do it down below here if you want to think about it and share with me. I'd love to chat with you about it and see them, because it's always so interesting. But I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. I hope you've been enjoying PlanWithMe so far. It is almost done. Just got a little bit more left to do. But I hope have been enjoying spending the month with me. I've been enjoying replying to comments and interacting with you guys. So yeah, it's been really fun. It's been a good end to the year. I think December's been much, much better in terms of overall year. So I'm really excited for 2024. And we'll see how that turns out. But otherwise, don't forget to give it a like and to subscribe. And don't forget to check out the PlanWithMe, all my past videos, all the PlanWithMe playlist if you've missed anything and want to catch up. But otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye.